Our story begins, as such stories often do, with an abrupt and unexplained change in the cast. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Including our new players.
Hello.
Hello.
Who, me?
For those of you just joining us...
I'm just joining.
We got several episodes in and had to scrap it because somebody is not involved anymore. And, so we're bringing in some new players, and the plan is for the existing players to recap as much of the show as they can remember off their heads. No notes or anything. Well, what fun is that?
This is an open book test?
Yeah.
Fuck!
I was very specific in my directions.
I opened my notes and everything for nothing. It's not like my notes are that thorough anymore.
The very beginning, our first story beat. All of the players are recruited to take part in a heist. What do y'all remember from this?
Oh boy, which one do you want us to go over? The two that didn't exist, or
the second lost one?
Once upon a time.
The one that counted.
Okay. So the most important thing is that my character is a cop and he killed a dog.
What? I'm not okay with this.
That is not correct. You killed 2 dogs.
No, that was in the Lost version. The first.
I thought you
Lost
killed
version.
2 dogs. I thought you killed both dogs both times.
yeah, me too.
No.
That's how I remember it, and since no one can refute it, that's canon now. You killed both dogs both times.
Okay,
You have to
so
carry
my
that-
character killed 2 dogs.
No, I
Technically 4.
I'm pretty sure he killed 2 dogs that day because I electrocuted one.
While I was in the building trying to get the lockbox they were there for, in the rafters, trying to avoid being bitten by said dog, and stabbed by the owner.
Trying to clamber in there like a thief monkey.
Yes. Look, I have a tail, and you could... Look, nothing's stopping me.
As alluded to, it was in the process of a heist.
Yes. And then it was semi-successful. Well, I say semi-successful. Technically, it was successful.
You got the target, the object you were after. You secured that. In the first lost one, there was some additional loot you guys managed to snag, but this time we just got out with
Shit and
the
piss.
lockbox you were sent for and a collection of horrific infections.
Yeah.
That was fun.
How you feeling?
Yeah, because the thing I remember from that is Charlie getting literally doused in shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heist took place at a tannery, so there are such materials laying about for the tanning process, and yeah, somebody hucked a pot full of shit at Charlie.
And then I cast magic missile back at them because I was pissed.
Really sick for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah, that was fun. And then, like, just the fact that it was Charlie's basically only clothes because she's poor. And that was rough. That's where we got to meet Dr. Toboggan.
Dr. Mantis Toboggan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Danny
And I started
DeVito.
flirting with him.
Yeah, and he was way too high for that to be successful.
I was just proud at that.
Because
Go ahead.
as we later discovered, Dr. Mantis Toboggan is both a physician and a drug dealer.
That's right.
Everybody's
How much you selling that
favorite.
weed for, old man?
Give me your prices.
Well, he's also not Charlie. He's also Simri's coke dealer.
Oh yeah, we met
If you recall.
Simri, who takes a line of coke every morning, like a fat fucking line of coke.
Yeah, local ne'er-do-well who organized everyone for the job also has a serious coke problem.
Like, it's a serious coke problem.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, other than wounded pride, got out of the heist.
Oh.
Too much difficulty.
No, Regulus's leg got fucked up.
Oh yeah, that's right. And Regulus was hobbled.
It did get breaking, it did.
Yeah.
Good thing you are a little doll man rather than being of flesh and bone, because stitching you up, is literally just stitching you up.
A lot of hot iron.
He's made of tin.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for context, yeah.
Oh god.
So Regulus is a is a poppet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the book calls it.
Yeah, he's just a GI Joe action figure with a real gun.
And flush eyes.
Yeah, which I hate every time we mention.
I had to had everyone else suffer with me because I just remembered it was a thing.
Oh, I hate that so much.
They glow when he concentrates.
That's somehow less creepy.
Right? Like, is it the anime glow?
Like when he pushes his glasses up.
Yeah.
Anyway. But, yeah, so some wounds are sustained, but we got out of there okay. Next beat was going back to the Ash House. Mm-hmm. This is the time where you are introduced to Rosalago, who is, at this point, all you know is that he is Simri's patron and claims to have some political influence with the Baron.
We didn't see his face.
Obviously, got some more later, but yeah, took a lot of pains to hide his identity from you, didn't he?
I was so determined to figure out who this motherfucker was, and I didn't have to waste any energy, and I'm very upset, but it's fine. That's for later. All we know is that where he talked to us in that area was there was a puppet. Well, actually, you'd enter a room, and it's actually a pocket dimension.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20 on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very good time to roll a 20 for an Arcana check to identify that you are in fact in a demi-plane.
It was really cool, and it blew our mind.
Yeah. That was also kind of a wake-up call, realizing that somebody with that level of magic would be a huge threat to you guys if you got on his bad side.
Yeah,
because that's like 7th level spellcasting minimum.
Also, we learned that for some reason, the books around his room, some of them are completely blanked, but dated for several decades to centuries into the future.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that weren't blank were in...
Infernal.
Yeah.
I remember some things, guys.
Yeah, and looking back, it's not... I'm not gonna spoil it for the cast because we're gonna do the reveal in it, but like that is a clue.
Oh fuck!
Ooh.
I'm dumb.
So it's a good thing I started pulling books, because every time I go into that office, I pull a book. I always pull a book.
Yeah.
Cyril and Charlie will stay in the office in the demi dimension and look at some books.
I'm really proud of having come up with so many like actual record keeping things off the top of my head too, because it was like grain yields and actuarial tables and shit. Like,
I'm such an idiot. I really don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together and be like, oh yeah, obviously, because he knows Infernal. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, but you got paid.
I'm gonna pop some.
He knew a lot more than what you told him.
Yeah, he knew our names before we even met him. And
and some specifics that happened during the heist.
Yeah.
Which you did not mention to him in your retelling of it.
No, we did not.
That was
he also knew.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Just fine.
I was just going to say, that's what kind of threw us off. It's like, you know very specific details. How do you know these details? How did you come to these? Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I recall that is also after talking to Rosalago the first time was when you asked Mantis Toboggan if he knows anything about Rosalago.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And he told...
That answer was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was like, he doesn't like having questions asked about him. Don't do
Better
it.
be smart and not ask him.
He will kill you.
Yeah. Oh, I remember his exact response was, I know exactly 2 things about him.
Ah, right.
1 is that he is wealthy and powerful, and 2 is he does not like people asking questions.
He's an interesting man, and he kind of still scares me. Me as myself, not Suriel. Suriel is really excited.
Yeah. So, what happened after that?
Well, then we got paid.
Well, yeah, I meant like that whole like incident of meeting Rosalago and doing the whole thing. Like, what do we remember being the next story beat after that?
I bought a dog.
Nope. Give me a second.
Well,
I wrote it down.
And the introduction of our most beloved character, Officer Dribbles,
Yes.
the Saint Bernard.
Officer Dribbles.
Possifer Dribbles, yes.
Because Regulus is a size tiny creature, the riding dog is normally meant to be like a horse or a halfling. So having it be a size smaller than that, where he's only like, 8 inches tall?
10.
Okay, so yeah, like he's 10 inches tall. He's the size of an action figure.
Yeah.
So he has like a little, like the thing that you would see on the back of an elephant when like 3 or 4 people are riding in it. Like he has one of those. It's called a howdah.
And he rides in it like a fancy
Clam
motherfucker.
Yeah, and he had, like just is training the dog to not jump when he shoots. So like,
It's not
he always has a sniper platform.
It's not going so well, but everybody loves Possifer Dribbles anyways.
He is the goodest boy.
He likes muffins.
No, Dribbles doesn't get muffins.
Who was his +2 medicine good enough to like stabilize from death?
That was
name redacted. Oh,
when she was
yeah.
extremely drunk.
It was name redacted.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I'm sorry. That was name redacted.
Yes.
Yeah.
She...
Because as a dog, Dribbles has +2 wisdom, which means +2 medicine.
Yep. And rolled a 15 to stabilize somebody.
Just in case
Dying.
any of us go down, don't worry. Possifer Dribbles has got you. He has lay on
and, like,
paws.
Saint Bernards have the like little barrel they wear.
I was about to ask
it has
that.
brandy in it. His is full of gunpowder for Regulus's gunsmithing.
Hopefully no fireballs go off near Possifer Dribbles.
Oh, there's going to be a roll if that ever happens, whether or not the powder ignites.
I am so sorry.
You wouldn't dare behead Possifer Dribbles
I think that's more...
explosively.
I think that's
I would.
more of a
Dice
headache.
might.
That's true. The dice decide everything.
Yeah. So dog, very important. And we spent like an episode and a half just dealing with the dog.
Yeah, just trying to figure out what type of dog you're gonna get.
Oh yeah, I made a table and we rolled for it. Oh my god.
That was between episodes. Well, sort of.
Well, I still spent time on it. Damn it.
That was also our
but-
shopping episode where everybody kind of got some things before we
yeah.
did a mission.
Yeah, because as discussed, the 15 GP you were paid is for some of you more money than you've ever had.
Some of you peasants.
Serial grew up wealthy. 15 GP is nothing to you, but Charlie has probably never had 15 GP in her life.
You don't know how much I wanted to blow that fucking money.
Yeah. And like now, after a couple of jobs, like you're getting paid 15 GP a week. Like that's Charlie growing up in a like 1-bedroom apartment downtown and then getting a job that pays $200K a year.
Oh my god.
Like that's the lifestyle change this is for her.
That's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, like Suriel, again, like that's enough money to like, I guess I can survive. But for Charlie, it's like, oh fuck, I made it. And I don't know, I thought that was a cool like character angle to look
It is, yeah. Because
Absolutely.
the thing was going in the back of my head as the shopping episode was happening. I'm just like, I was talking to Jess in DMs while this was going on. I'm like, if Charlie needs anything, Suriel's 100% willing to buy it for her.
And
Suriel,
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like again, like I was pretty dumbfounded with all the money, but I still wanted to haggle. I was like,
Oh, you know what just now
I
hit me?
forgot. What?
Suriel is Alexis Rose in Schitt's Creek.
Yes, she is. You are correct.
yes.
You are correct. That is her second casting. She is an amalgamation.
Well, I didn't mean cast, I mean like the character. Like a rich
yeah.
girl who finds herself broke in a shit town.
Yeah, you're right. She fucking hates it here, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, but like Charlie is the kid who went to like one of the places where it's so poor the schools don't have names, they just have like numbers.
Oh god.
A PS 118.
Yeah. Yeah, like a kid from PS 118 who got into the NBA. Like that's Charlie's arc right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, and
it's very funny that both of you like have that you're both having that arc at the same amount of money.
that's funny.
That's actually pretty great.
That's right. Socioeconomic commentary in this podcast.
Woo!
Yay.
But it's so interesting for some people. Like, actually, really interesting for some people. Yeah.
I'm riveted.
Well, it's yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, then came the next job.
That was
Which I'm gonna say what you were assigned to do,
and what
and
happened.
then you can talk about what you actually did. Okay. So the job you were given was to go watch a sermon be given to a crowd, wear the symbols of the local authority, like the crest of
The Archbaron.
Oh yeah, the crest of the Archbaron. Like they were supposed to wear that. Like they got bandanas, or they got sashes.
Bandanas.
That one character decided was a bandana, and Regulus got a headband that he wears as a sash.
Yes.
Yeah, they were just supposed to go watch a sermon and then report back on what happened.
Yeah.
That was the assignment. Why don't you tell me what happened?
So what had happened was first
I
things.
did what was assigned most of the time.
Yes. First things first, we split up. Surreal, Charlie, and Name Redacted, whom was drunk at the time, went into the crowd.
Chugged an entire bottle of whiskey at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And I put the daze spell on her because she was talking back to Rosalago that morning when we were getting our mission, and
So
I
Name
cast daze on her, got a crit, and then it made her I forget if it was stupefied or
Yeah, it was stupefied.
was it? Yeah, so she was sickened
Yes.
one and stupefied one, and then whatever the drunk
Clumsy
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and got continually drunker because, as I said, drank an entire bottle of whiskey. So we're talking like
on top
multiple saves.
on top of also having shit and piss thrown at them the day before.
Yep.
So they
She also got filthy.
Yeah, so she had she got sickened one, then it was stupefied one from my day's crit, and then
clumsy and a couple other things.
Yeah, there was just a whole
I think
she poured whiskey
Fetz
on herself.
Is just going to tell you that she got executed for being a liability.
Yeah.
Because goddamn, that character was a liability.
Yeah. But
moving on
so
though, not trying to like talk shit on someone who's not here.
Yeah, no. X character.
The character.
Yeah, X.
Not the player, the character.
Yes, correct.
Was a liability.
Yeah. X character was doing things. So my character took it upon herself to try to keep an eye on them while we were, just standing within this small crowd that was forming before the sermon. And then the sheriff showed up. Jess, if you would like to talk about the sheriff.
Ooh, yeah, she came.
Oh yeah, you and her had a conversation.
She came at me. She came at me. She was dragging Simmery behind her, and I guess I don't like authority. I think Charlie is a very ACAB person.
Fuck the police.
And so she was just being the passive aggressive self she knows she can be. And as she walked away, first of all, her title was sheriff, Rona. How fitting. And I remember saying, "Goodbye, deputy."
Rona Stalish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simri's aunt.
But I said, "Goodbye, deputy," and Simri's like, "You shouldn't have done that."
I thought you said officer.
Oh, you know what? I probably did. Officer or deputy.
Yeah.
Something that was lower than sheriff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you called her officer.
You're right.
Yeah, that.
And that was like an insult.
Simri was like, "Ooh, she is gonna murder you."
Also, we tried to check her to see if she was racist because of the way she was speaking to, specifically, very pointedly at Surreal.
And I was going to call her out on being racist, but she
was really good with her words.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, when you're a cop in Cheliax, you're gonna be.
Fair, but still, this is my associate. You can speak shit about my associate. I'm working with them.
Working here.
I'm working here.
That was a really fun conversation. This entire time, by the way, Regulus is just on the roof.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Regulus is on the roof being a good boy, doing as he was told.
Look.
Just watching.
We never
Regulus
said we
did
were smart.
draw a bead on the priest, or on the lady who was giving the speech, just in case.
Just in case I have to snipe a
But
bitch.
never pulled the trigger, which is what's important.
He was a good boy.
Yeah. Regulus follows orders.
And
He never shot at anyone.
before we get to that, what happened after that was that she who shall not be named, Jasmine, stop breathing into your mic. She who shall not be named walked up to one of the guards at the front of the castle, at the front of the church. There we go. And after a couple minutes of conversation, she threw up on this poor man's feet. And kept trying to get inside because she was doing some planning stuff, and Suriel was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I have to go save this girl before she gets herself killed or something. And
if I recall correctly, due to some bad fortitude rolls, she was to the point where she's having difficulty walking
and staying awake.
It was kind of on the verge of blacking out.
Yeah.
So the guy, I had the guy roll a medicine check on her and then decide to take her inside for medical assistance.
Yep. Because he was a nice boy and was like, oh my god, this girl is gonna die if I don't do anything. Also, she threw up on my shoes.
Yeah, this is the church of Iomade, for anyone who doesn't know, is the lawful good god of duty and justice. And a cleric of a god of duty isn't going to let somebody die on their doorstep when they knew about it and let it happen. That's just not going to fly with them.
It was not a good day.
Medical assistance was rendered.
And Suriel ran up to the steps right as another cleric came outside. Turns out they were twins. Identical twins.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to go inside. Rolled a natural 20. No problems getting inside the church, even though she's 100% still wearing the Archbaron symbol on her arm.
Well, as I recall...
Oh, wait, no.
Your story to him was... You told him that you were there to take the girl off their hands.
Yes.
And he, looking down at the puddle of vomit, was like, yeah, get her the fuck out of here, please.
Please do it. And
because they were obligated to help her unless someone showed up to take that obligation off their shoulders.
And they really wanted that.
He saw it as you doing him a favor.
Mm-hmm. And walk inside, don't see anything, but James is pointedly letting me know that there is something that I should be seeing, and for the love of God, Roll20 will not let me roll higher than a 3.
Yep. Yeah. I think you stopped and scanned the room every 5 steps.
Yes, I did. Just in case. So I was like, there's something here.
Yeah, and finally, you noticed the table that was clearly set up by the door to be brought out during speech with a covered object upon it.
And I went back, I got She Who Shall Not Be Named, and as I'm walking out, thinking in my mind, what am I going to do? What's under that thing? Should I grab it? Should I risk it? I get She Who Shall Not Be Named to create a distraction, which was really easy. It's just already drunk anyway, so it's already a distraction.
Yeah.
They cast Cone of Frost, I think?
Oh, no, that's way too high. Cone, that's a 5th level spell.
Yeah, I can't remember.
That would kill you.
I think it was Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's something you'd have access to.
Yeah. Cast Ray of Frost just into the abyss of the church, and as everyone is distracted, I roll another natural 20 to steal what turns out to be a helmet, an Angel Knight's helmet. And then I get the fuck out of there. After grabbing who shall not be named, of course, because she's still causing issues.
Yeah, she was a problem that whole day.
But it worked out in our favor somehow.
I mean, it made for a really, like, chaotic, funny banter and, like, role-playing session. But yeah.
Would have never gone inside without it.
That episode is one that I'm, like, kind of saddest to lose, because I recall at the end of it, Oni, like, having actual anxiety over how tense that was.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of that, because normally, like getting that kind of tension out of something that's not a combat encounter is really, really hard. And the fact that you guys all, like, bit down on that premise so hard, like, I really liked that.
We could get fucked up really quickly. That was the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like tension and suspense and life or death hanging on die rolls without, like, resorting to, like, oh, I just throw a hard combat at you.
Yeah. And so I eventually put She Who Shall Not Be Named somewhere, like under a tree somewhere. I hide the helmet somewhere as well, and I come back.
Oh yeah. That's where Dribbles managed to stabilize her. She was dying of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
And he, like, just rolled her onto her side.
Like, there you go, I fixed it.
Well, like, that's actually a very important thing to do with
you don't
somebody
choke
in
on
that
their
condition.
Vomit.
Exactly. So, like, that, like, him rolling her onto her side saved her life.
And
so he is the goodest boy.
He is the goodest boy. He gets very many treats in secret when when Regulus isn't looking. Didn't hear me say that. But
I'm just imagining you, like, trying to secretly feed him just a whole sweet potato.
Yes.
Because he's a Saint Bernard, he's big.
Yeah, it has to be a whole sweet potato.
No.
But
dogs love sweet potatoes.
They're really good for dogs, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They're actually really good for them.
Huh.
Yeah, the senior food I get is chicken and sweet potato.
Man, now I miss my dog.
But the thing,
anyway,
thing
sorry,
in
I don't wanna...
Oh, that's okay. The thing in the box was something really important for that sermon.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was calling on the people to rise up and reclaim their lost rights. She claimed to have the blessing of someone she referred to as the Angel Knight. And the plan was to reveal that helmet, which, like, is a symbol of that person, the Angel Knight, people have heard, like, rumors of. Mm-hmm. But because, revealed an empty box, she looked like an asshole in front of the whole town.
And
which wound up being really good for y'all. And that was when Rosalago won money betting that you would somehow intervene and fuck up the speech.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an interesting time because that is. Go ahead.
It was also revealed that not revealed, that just Regulus just kind of knew because of his history, that helmet was stolen from the Hell Knights, and that made Regulus angry.
He was a very angry boy at the time.
I think that's
and
when
he got a little emotional and started a riot.
And then
debating on whether
said,
to shoot one of the twins.
Yeah.
No, I think what you're thinking of is the sword that they stole from the Godclaw.
Yeah, it was not the helmet, it was the sword? Okay, well.
Yeah.
It made him remember.
Inciting incident of the whole rebellion was that the Hell Knight Order of the Godclaw uncovered an artifact that was purported to be the sword used by Iomade herself when she was immortal. It is now, like, both an extremely powerful, like, artifact grade magic item, and one of tremendous religious significance. It'd be like if a person today found a piece of the actual true cross and holding it turned you into the Hulk.
Oh, Jesus.
It revealed an alignment with those folk who stole it.
Well, right, and that's the thing is, so the Godclaw is a Hell Knight order that worships a pantheon of lawful deities. They have evil ones like Asmodeus, but also good ones like Iomade.
You don't steal from them.
Well, that's the thing, is the Church of Iomade decided that is an artifact that belongs with us, and when the Hell Knights refused to give it up, they went to war over it. So again, it's like if you found a piece of the True Cross and it turned you into the Hulk when you held it, but like a rabbi found it.
Uh-oh.
And the Vatican demanded it, and this guy refused, and they had a war about it.
I see now.
That's the idea of what's happening here. And the Church of Iomedae had a break-off faction. They called themselves the Glorious Reclamation. They decided that finding the sword in Cheliax was a sign that they needed to liberate Cheliax.
Give me a sign!
Which, before the Asmodean-aligned regime, was also the homeland of Iomedae when she was immortal. So they feel it is their duty to reclaim the Holy Land.
You know, fucking crusades and all that.
Yeah, it's a crusade. And this local priest is giving a speech to the people, telling them it is time to throw off control of Cheliax, and citing support of this crusade as, like, a sign that, you know, if we revolt, it's not just us. Like, we have this whole thing behind us.
Yeah, and Regulus's identity is really tied up in an organization that holds themselves responsible for order in this area, so a rebellion is not his kind of thing.
Right.
He wasn't a rebellious child.
Well, no, like, for him, the Hell Knights kind of worked like the Jedi, where, like, they laid claim to him when he was, like, 7 years old.
When he was a baby.
And was raised in this lifestyle.
But, we stole it before they could reveal it, and that caused a riot.
Because you stole her proof.
Yeah.
That the Crusade supported them.
And they kept yelling out loud, like, false prophet! False prophet! Like...
Yeah. They thought they were getting played. Or they thought she was trying to play them.
Yeah, some things got yelled, some guns got shot.
Some guns got shot. A single gun got shot.
If I recall correctly, this was an important moment for somebody, because there was a perception check about the mood of the crowd when the reveal happened, and there was nothing there.
Me?
Yeah.
Suriel, you're the one, You noticed that the crowd was poised on a knife edge, and you are the one who pushed it over the way you wanted.
Yes. As I do.
It was a great moment. Like, they started writing and yelling false prophet because you said that.
Charlie was the one who kind of started getting everyone to say it, and Suriel was the one who really pointed out that she was the one who pointed out that if they really wanted to start a revolution with you guys, they would have done it in a different way rather than trying to show it, type thing.
So Suriel noticed the opportunity and encouraged Charlie to act on it.
Yeah,
I had a cast message to her because I was like,
we were too far away.
Blow up some shit.
Yeah. Suriel was like, no.
I could not read her face. She was like, I'm giving Charlie a look as in like she knows what I'm thinking about. And I'm like, oh, I don't know shit.
Charlie, this is like Charlie cannot people.
Charlie did not know at all. I'm like, you want me to burn some shit?
So if anybody had start a riot on your bucket list, you can check that off now.
That is true.
You did. You started a riot.
Let's start a riot!
And Rosalago was fucking thrilled with this outcome.
Yeah. And then what had actually kind of gotten a little bit scary was the fact that Regulus, what did you do in turn for the riot?
You just sort of shot his gun in the air.
Yeah.
You know. Peacefully.
And everyone scattered.
Yeah, because a gunshot went off in a place where guns aren't a thing.
I know. I threw a smoke stick at because the officers were kind of corralled near one end, and we were trying to make it break for the Ash House.
Yeah, that's the other detail, is that in the midst of all this, y'all noticed that Rona had her deputies tail you.
Yes.
And so a lot of the smoke screen and the riot was so that you could escape without them searching you and finding the stolen helmet.
Mm-hmm. Mostly because if I hadn't rolled any perception checks, I don't think we would have noticed. Except for maybe Regulus. Regulus might have noticed. Because he was on the roof the whole time, so he had a better view of everything.
Yeah, and had Regulus rolled for it if you failed, I would have given him a bonus for being elevated. Because I like to just throw around bonuses and penalties as circumstances dictate.
It's fun.
It makes it more fun, right? It feels like your choices matter.
Yeah, it totally makes it not. Yeah. And we did eventually get out of there. And I was stressed the whole time. In and out of character.
Yeah, that was two back-to-back stressful episodes without any combat.
Because we did a third episode because we were like, we can't end here.
We got to keep going. We got to keep going.
We got to find out what happens next.
What is this? What's in the box?
Just because I thought it was fun, Regulus leapt from a roof onto Dribble's back.
Yeah. That was. Did you roll like an 18? Did you roll like an 18 on your acrobatics?
I think I rolled like a 1 and then used a hero point and rolled something better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was you rolled a 1, spent your hero point, and then rolled a 17.
This is like rewind time. It's okay, guys. That was just what happened in my head.
Yeah. But other than the reveal of the bet, not really a lot happened with the talk with Rosalago.
Other than me failing at another perception check to see if I could see anything behind the fucking dividers.
But after that one, another simple task got interpreted interestingly by all of you. Your next job was to post some decrees around town and then go fire the sheriff.
No, you're forgetting. I poked some ooze.
Oh yeah, Charlie fucked around and found out. There was a very obviously haunted room that I told them several times. Like I didn't say, "Oh, it's haunted," but like I gave a lot of heavy clues.
You did.
And Charlie just decides to go by herself and just fuck with the ghost room.
Rosalago literally told us that the bathroom is probably haunted. He said that in his own words, that the ghost is probably still there. And Charlie was like, let me go see.
Because there was an object in the tub. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get this object. Like, if it was worth something, she wanted it. So I remember,
but still.
I literally wrote down that I rolled a 20 on occultism, and that I found out it was ectoplasm, and it bled over from the ethereal plane. Even though you said the spell consecrate would purge this haunting, I still poked it.
Yeah, you did.
You could have solved the issue right then and there.
And literally nobody could really help me. Like Serial could not use her sword to hit the ghost.
Because non-magical weapons can't hit ghosts.
She who will not be named is a cleric and could very easily have used cleric spells to damage the ghost. Decided to also try and attack with a non-magical weapon.
But was she also still pretty. Yeah, she didn't want to help.
Oh, that's right, she did.
She was like, I want to go to sleep.
And then turned around and then went back in because she didn't want to help me.
She was like, I want to go back to sleep.
She didn't like me because I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, and Regulus booked it into town and decided to spend the night there and come back with ghost bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Regulus did everything he could.
Fun fact, Regulus does not fuck with ghosts.
Like, you came up the stairs with Officer, assess the situation that we're dealing with a ghost, and then you're like, yep, gotta go. You couldn't do nothing. And then you went out and we're making the ghost bombs. So basically,
I can help tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to point out, he didn't just flee because he was scared. He was like, I am going to go get the tools to assist. Mm-hmm. And then came back the next day ready to fight.
24 hours late, but, at least he tried.
So
it was 12.
In essence, I I defeated this ghost all by myself.
Ghostbuster style.
Yeah, like the electrical arc I used, and it was like, oh, it's the Ghostbusters. And I was very proud of myself, and I told that to my familiar, Steven with 5 S's.
Yes, specifically 5 S's.
Why 5 S's?
Because
Steven. Because he's
Steven.
Steven.
He's a snake.
Snake with a lisp.
Gotcha.
Because Schlessel actually named him. Because I remember saying out loud, yeah, I'm really bad with choosing names. And he typed it in chat, Steven. I'm like, you know what?
Steven.
That's it. His name is
Steven.
Steven.
That's also how you got your patron's name. Not specifically through Schlessel, but...
Yes, we were just... Okay, yeah. That was a chat in Discord where we were talking just randomly about Warmbow, and I can't even remember.
I thought the patron started as a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke, and then we had James and I had to re-record my background story, and he proposed he's like, "Hey, how about just for fun, like Warmbow's your patron?" I'm like, "Let's do it."
Yeah, that was a bit that just became canon because we thought it was fun.
So now I have a homebrewed patron.
Yeah, like before that, one of the other ideas that I had was maybe it's Surreal's mom, but
what?
Oh, that would have been fucking cool. Oh man. Oh well, that's okay.
Yeah, but it's Warmbow instead.
Yep, it's Warmbow.
But that would.
Oh yeah. I had this whole like I might do it, I might not. I'm not sure. So like I'll tip the hat a little bit. I had this whole like plan I was working on where like Surreal's mom is a pit fiend.
That would have been so cool.
And is also Charlie's patron and like has kind of been manipulating all of you into your current positions for something.
Matter why.
Oh man. Well, now we got Warmbow, and I'm very.
I mean, we could still do that.
That's
true. But
if we do want to do that, like I'll edit this part out because I don't want the audience to hear it. But like, we can like still super do that.
But now we know it would be Serial's bond, like you kind of told us, and so it's
that's true.
But
right. I'm saying it's okay if the players know, but like I would edit it out for the audience.
Right.
But yeah, like that was the idea is like because Surreal, we talked about your dad, like you were part of a deal that your dad made.
Yeah, it was a package deal.
Yeah, I thought like a pit fiend would be a sufficiently powerful being, and like I don't know like what her end game would be yet, but like of her contractually obligating you to be conceived and raised as like something that she needs you for later.
Yeah.
Because pit fiends do plan like
this
centuries in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that is a powerful enough creature to be a patron for a witch. Like not enough to be for a cleric, but
for a witch.
Yeah, a witch empowering like 2 or 3 people. Yeah, they can super do that.
Wow.
Because that would be, I think that would still be, and I don't want to say the word vague isn't a bad thing, but like knowing my because either way you cut it, I didn't know jack squat about my patron, because like
and that wouldn't give you much information because I knew nothing about my mother.
Right.
Well, right, but like that's a piece of information that you, the player, know, but Charlie doesn't.
Yeah.
Because like even in character, in the second background recording, I asked a question like, "What do you want from me?" and Warmbow never answered. So it still is very
hidden, concealed.
Oh yeah, wasn't it you asked, and instead of saying anything, he just like made hard eye contact with you for about 3 seconds.
Prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, and then just like that was his exit, was prolonged eye contact, silence, goodbye.
Like there's a whole like I can't wait for Warmbow to come, like because like there was the whole scene with Warmbow in it was. I was kind of like, hey, so I was really like when I was watching the Christmas episode, like the one girl who's with Cody, she was like,
Katie.
yeah, and she was like, oh, you sweet little turd monster or something like that. So I was kind of trying to mimic that, like, oh, you know, hi, how are you? What's your name again? Like, you know, trying to.
Anyway.
But yeah.
Wow, I got super sidetracked.
We all did.
Sorry. Anyway, Ghost
history stuff.
Ghost dead.
Fucked around and found out.
Yep. Ghost dead. She found a signet ring in the tub.
Yep, a signet ring
for the family whose manor you were living in the half burned down ruin of at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was the signet ring of the head of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that.
Yeah, and somebody's history knowledge spooled up. That was a family. That family got deposed, and Fex got given their territory during the, I won't call it a coup that put the current regime in power. It was closer to a civil war.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is the family that got, quote, kicked out of their estate, unquote. They all got Romanoved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the ghost was. It was the head of the house. How you doing?
Yeah.
They were not headless, though.
No.
Would have been great.
But yeah, so that happened. Then was the job where you had to go post decrees and put up and go fire the sheriff.
Jess, would you like to do the honors of how we fired the sheriff?
Let's do the posting decrees first, because I don't remember anything super interesting of having happened during that. Like there was a few like people at. Oh no, there was.
there was the brief sort of.
Yeah, the town square where the doctor.
Oh fuck!
Was like jabbing her finger in somebody's chest and like asking specific questions about the decrees.
It was me. She was jabbing my chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they were all reasonable questions, but like
clearly deflecting.
Also, like this lady's being an asshole.
It's okay. Surreal. Surreal got all poofy like a cat.
And when this goes up, whenever it goes up, whatever, with it we can have the image of what the decrees are, because if you recall, they're very I don't want to say draconian, but like very martial law.
Yeah.
Like one of the gates in and out of town is just sealed. Like there's curfews, there's like caps on how large of a group you can be in at any given point. Like it's very strict.
Kind of like COVID.
Maybe. But it is more like martial law, because like certain people can be accepted, and you know, if you have a pass and all, like it's a whole thing. But yeah, and people aren't happy. That's normal.
Obviously. And
but yeah, other than that, like pushback. At the bar, somebody also told you like, yeah, like we're not going to stop you from putting it up, but like I'm not legally obligated to make sure it stays there. So
yeah, was that the bartender? Fucking tavern keep.
It was. Yeah, because that was like when I established his character is like very well technically.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because he says, in accordance with local ordinances, I won't stop you from posting it. However, it is not my responsibility to ensure it remains in place, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
Basically telling you, like, it's probably going to get ripped down, and not my fucking problem.
I just remember playing with him and being like, do you know the Muffin Man? Because...
the Muffin Man?
Because Regulus wanted a muffin.
Right. Very important. Regulus got a muffin.
Absolutely, it was important.
It was very important.
It was lemon poppy seed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, do you know the Muffin Man? I mean, he lives in Drury Lane. Have you ever met the Muffin Man? So it was this whole thing that I did.
While Surreal's trying to talk to not Surreal, not just Surreal, but Surreal and Regulus are trying to talk to this man to get him just to hang the decree up. And Charlie's over there like, but have you heard of the Muffin Man?
Yeah, this is also where you like got into a weird like eye contact flirt with that bard.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
That's when we started saying prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, because I think it was like a solid minute of just eye contact while he tuned his lute.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That tuned his lute.
That didn't sound suggestive at all.
He was real fond of the D chord.
Yeah, he had to stroke that D several times before he was finished tuning.
Major D.
Boo.
It went from a D flat all the way to the
To a
D sharp.
D-sharp.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Made eye contact and was licking his lips the whole
Whole
time.
time. And
Lick your lips to make it more comforting. That's,
right.
Like it's right there in the instructions.
And Suriel might have actually licked her teeth at this man just to see how far he would go. And then she hurt his feelings by being sarcastic and telling him that his playing is really good.
Yeah, you shattered that man's confidence.
Didn't you
And
hand him a
her
gold piece?
Yeah, I
Sorry
did.
about that. Here's
Sorry.
a gold piece.
Yeah.
But Suriel's confidence did burst higher into the stratosphere. So
Yeah. But yeah, then the main event, firing the sheriff.
So I know for a fact that when it came up in the office, I'm like, I want to fire the sheriff. And knowing that Simmery is related to her, I think I remember turning to her and being like, "You want in on this?" And Simmery is like, "Hell yeah, I want one in this." And I remember
Simmery was with us the whole time.
saying that she was basically skipping when we were all done with the other tasks. She was literally skipping towards
she was
the
doing a
sheriff.
half
She
dance.
was hype.
She's like, yeah, let's do this.
She's shadowboxing the whole way.
I'm gonna get fired.
And that's when in chat, I posted a gif of somebody just twerking in the street. I just picture her being like, "Let's go get her. Let's go fire her. Let's go get her."
She was having a good day.
Now, does anybody remember why you're firing the sheriff?
Me.
That is a very important point.
I wrote it down.
The sheriff's a bitch.
That too.
Well, yeah, but
I looked it up, so it's fresh in my memory. You want me to tell you the reason the sheriff was being fired?
I remember.
To make way for a new sheriff?
No.
Yeah, because this was just before the Archbaron was hiring us, so that position would be open if one of us wanted to take it.
I think.
Well, that's that was kind of a separate thing. Why he wanted her fired in the first place was that with these new decrees being laid out, he did not feel she would be liberal enough with the police brutality for his liking.
Yes.
Now I remember. Yep.
Regulus Cox's gun.
Hasn't cashed in on the daily beating quota.
Yeah, he doesn't think she beats enough people. That's why she's being fired.
You're not
You're not
enough.
that much of a bitch. You need to be more bitchy.
Yeah, he really says she's too soft for what needs to be done to put the rebellion down.
And
so she's being fired, and you were at this point first teased with he might have a permanent position for you if you do this job right.
when do we ever do a job right?
Good question.
Because
Today could be the day.
I'm just telling you what was said. How you choose to interpret it is your business.
Literally every day of my life before I met you.
So we were the curse. Because right after that,
before I was a doll.
oh, that's true, yeah. Because right after we get the sheriff kicked the fuck out, and Suriel dummy moms every single other deputy in the room and tells them to get the fuck out.
Oh yeah, you stared all of them down.
Yeah. She put her foot up on the table and said, anyone else want to say anything? And they left.
They waited for the next episode, but we'll get there.
Yeah. They ransacked the place. Specifically, Charlie and Simmery ransacked the place.
Oh, I wasn't going away empty.
As I recall, you one of you broke into the deputy's equipment locker and found armor and weapons.
Correct.
And the other one broke into the contraband locker.
Yeah,
That was Charlie.
I was like, I'm taking everything, and I remember Regulus being like, why are you stealing? He got really heated,
Yeah.
That's how I found my.
Yeah, and you had to talk him down of this is our stuff now. We're not stealing, it's ours.
Right.
It's ours. We can take it. It's fine. Technically.
Not on paper.
Oh yeah. Wait, didn't you guys just decide to like relent and take the stuff the next day when you got the jobs? Like, wasn't that the plan?
No, I still took the shit. I didn't care.
Yeah, Charlie still took it.
Oh no, you promised him you'd put it back if you didn't get the job.
Yes, but
I think that's what was it.
I think it was like an agreed upon, like, yeah, I'll put it away if we don't get it, kind of thing. And but I found some really good shit in the contraband
Drawer,
locker.
chest,
Found a
locker.
magic wand.
There was
Found.
there was some drugs in there, wasn't
Oh
there?
yeah, there
Yeah.
was drugs. There was gold. There was
poison.
A blade, like a really fancy blade.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm taking all this shit.
And
Took it all.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
we walked outside, and that's where we ended that episode, and everything was fine, guys. It
Yeah.
was great.
Until then.
Yep, everything was normal and good.
Until
and
next
no one had a problem again.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next episode started.
And then Suriel just suddenly got a really bad feeling. I was like, I don't like this. They walked out way too easily. Perception check.
Surreal's spider sense was on point.
Like, she's paranoid for good and bad reasons.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're wrong.
Exactly. And
So who got just ambushed?
I think we all did. I was in the back.
Well, I meant who specifically was struck in the back of the head by a rock before they knew what was happening.
It was a crossbow bolt that hit Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
It was
right.
Charlie.
Yeah, because I was in the back of the
Your passive perception wasn't high enough.
oh yeah, it sucked. And that night I was having issues with my dog, so I was running in and out, so I didn't get part of the narrative. So I was like basically like, yeah, I'm in the back, and I was just flustered as all hell that day.
It worked out really well.
And I got shot, and that's when it all started going south.
Down. She who shall not be named got absolutely obliterated.
Like the first round, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got immediately knocked unconscious.
Like, I think
Wasn't
she
she,
had like 18 health too, and 18 AC, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
one
she was
or
felled
two
by a critical
crits.
Yeah. It was quite scary because it was literally the first attack took her down.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very quickly at dying 3 or 2. Yeah, dying 2.
Yeah,
actually.
in your first real combat of the game, a PC is one bad die roll away from permanent death.
So Suriel took it upon herself to step over her body to protect her from dying at the very least, or from getting hit into dying. And her and one of the deputies had a swinging match where they only did like 5 HP per hit and missed every other swing they took.
Yeah, you guys were just whiffing bad in that fight.
It was bad.
Regulus was like,
Regulus did his job.
oh, he
Regulus.
did some damage.
Oh yeah, Regulus shot a man with a critical hit that did, I think, 3 or 4 times his hit points, and like we referred back to it, and it kept getting like more and more elaborate. Where finally it was Regulus killed the man so hard it retroactively killed his parents before they met.
Like, just
The first time they set their eyes on each other, dead.
they just poofed out of existence, just dust.
Yeah, like
I think we
that's how bad it was.
I think we determined total it was like 38
Damage,
over 38
yeah.
points of damage.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even including like all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
We just stopped him from adding the rest of the damage because he's dead.
Yeah.
Stop hitting him. He's already dead.
He's already dead. Meanwhile, in the back, Charlie was blasting spells, and we found a side of Charlie that we didn't really know that was there. Was this really kinky, sex-deprived witch. I just remember.
Yeah, you got weirdly horny in that fight.
She never gets to come, guys. Like, just once would be
and
great.
at the end, Regulus came and killed the last guy, and I just remember saying in the back, "Never get to come."
And in the front, Suriel finally got the last words on that deputy that she was whiffing with, and stabbed him through the front of his armor, straight through the back with her rapier. I can't remember exactly what she said. Oh, she essentially called him a bitch for trying to ambush them, and pulled her. Pulled the sword out and then licked the blood off the blade.
And Charlie perked up. Yeah, Charlie.
And Charlie's suddenly horny.
Charlie just goes, finally.
Charlie's aroused.
Charlie went to horny jail that night.
Charlie went to horny jail for like 2 weeks.
And it was so, I was so taken aback because it was out of nowhere.
It worked really well for role-playing the poor deputies that never saw it coming.
Oh yeah, they died confused and upset.
The one dude was blind.
A little horny, very confused. The return of the Y-boner.
Yes.
Ooh, Daddy, I like pain when you pull my hair, not from arrows. And then I cast burning. I remember that. I was like, burning hands.
Yeah, you said.
You set that dude on fire.
Yeah, you said, I guys never understand. I like it when you pull my hair, not when you stab me with arrows. And then you said I'm on fire.
I felt like a badass.
Just an emotional roller coaster.
He's like, should I be turned on?
Didn't you say you said something about my water is you said some kind of euphemism like I can't.
Who?
James.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
We all have
something like I'm scared and aroused at the same. I don't know. Maybe that was.
Oh, listen, that was me. That was me. I posted a GIF in the in-play chat that said, "Well, mark me down as scared and horny."
Sorry,
Jasmine, you know that GIF very well.
Yeah.
So I hope Jasmine and Grapes understand now the chaos bumblefucks.
The other important takeaway from that adventure was you guys had this knockdown, drag out, brutal street fight, and when you look around, Simri is not there helping you.
Oh yeah, she was somewhere eventually
else.
Caught back up.
Yeah, when she meets back up with you, another great time to roll a good perception check notes that she is holding a bloodied knife and her armor shows recent scarring. And
turns out
she says that when you say you got attacked by 4 people, I think it was Charlie, it was kind of accusatorily,
where the
hey,
fuck
we're fighting
were you?
for our lives. Yeah, she's like, I'm the reason it was 4, not 6.
Yeah, because I said, hey,
and that's when you see the bloody knife in her hand.
And that's when I stopped being hey girl, hey, and then I'm like, where the fuck were you? And then I stopped the where the fuck were you? Mid sentence.
Yeah.
It's where the fuck? Oh, the damage.
Yeah, because if you recall, when you did fire the sheriff, there were 6 deputies who left the building,
and we only fought 4.
Yeah.
And we were all like, oh shit, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's and now we have more respect.
2 important takeaways from that is that she is willing to help you, and 2 of them ambushed her alone, and she won.
Just saying, with minimal damage. Don't mess with Simri.
I think
she's also a rogue, so
that's true. Oh yeah, I
think we all came out with emotional damage at the end.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, so
pretty much you guys at the office for Regulus.
That's true.
Yeah, and the cap to that was Rosalaga was pleased with their performance on these missions, and they had been summoned to meet with the Baron in person.
And Suriel was this close, you can't see it, but you can imagine, was this close to having a panic attack because she who shall not be named was not helping.
Yeah, was argumentative.
Yeah. So, where I'm going to pick it up for the 3 of you who are coming in is entering the Baron's manor and being shown up to his office. The 2 new PCs, you're going to be in a waiting room, and he will bring you in. That'll be when you join the scene.
Do we want to talk about how she who must not be named was trying to steal some poison that we didn't split the contraband, and then I got pissed, or Charlie got pissed, and then the next game I started threatening her in the early morning, listen here, you little shit. And then she almost killed me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie again fucked around and
Found out. I'm just gonna say, why did Charlie fuck around with someone who literally carries a scythe with her at all times?
Her intent was to get her to listen good with her dagger. She wasn't she was basically like the Rick and Morty. Are you a simulation, Morty? Are you a simulation? That was what I was picturing.
Yeah, Zifra literally woke up and chose violence.
Yeah, every day she wakes up and chooses violence, and honestly, I get it.
But this time she did just literally wake up and immediately we're fighting. Start swinging this scythe around like a lunatic.
Yeah, it's so we're fighting then. Slice. Oh, she's dying.
Yeah, and weren't the other two indisposed at this point? 'Cause I remember you guys went off and had a long talk after that too.
Yes.
Well,
No.
Regulus shot in the air because that's how he tries to defuse situations.
Without shooting people.
And then was like,
yo, what the fuck?
Hey, if you have to fight, don't use weapons or magic. And I will shoot you if you keep going. But then someone got knocked unconscious.
Yeah,
so
Charlie got knocked.
If I would have had my next turn, she would have threw a punch. That was my net. Okay, throwing a punch at the bitch.
And Suriel got very angry with the both of them and had a mom talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But with a rapier in my face.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah. That episode also started with another very important perspective check-in with your characters, because for a lot of you, I remember I asked you all, is this the first time your character has taken a life? Because you did get in a fight that ended with 4 people dead, and that was our first human death in the game.
Yeah.
So is it each of those characters' first times having killed a person?
And
I thought that was an important, because that is a very formative experience.
Yeah. And that's when you guys found out that Suriel is calmer under melee, or is calmer under fire, literally and metaphorically. She is her best self when she's about to kill somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
On the other hand, when it comes to social anything and comes to stealing shit, she's about to cry.
Well, you had that chat with...
Shoplifting gives you anxiety,
yes,
but you can slit a throat with a steady hand.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
But
you're like that one chick in Agami could kill.
Yeah! So what's up, Jess?
I was just saying, you and Regulus had that talk in the woods.
Oh, and, yeah.
It was still semi-awkward, even though it was just you two. And, I don't even remember the conversation. It was don't do it then.
It was how to not get ambushed with Regulus. Just don't get ambushed. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, is essentially what happened.
Just don't.
Yeah, it's just be good at perception.
God, don't be stupid.
That was fun.
That was some prime role playing right there.
And Suriel was just sitting against a tree what the
Who was it that is responsible for Charlie not being dead?
Simmery.
Yeah.
Simmery.
That's right.
Simmery patched me up. And then I was I remember saying I woke up and I spat. I was my intent was to spit blood at she who must not be named and say, you should have saw the last bitch I fucked up, and all this other smack. And then Simri's I'm stitching you up. Cool.
Shut up.
Yeah, she I think in your estimation she went from I don't got time for you to I would die for you in 10 hours.
Yeah.
Because she saved your life twice.
That is true. Yeah, she did.
I wasn't talking to Simri when I said that. It was...
Oh, no, I just mean, I think before those two events, you were very, neutral to mild dislike of her, and, very quickly went to, oh, no, you're a real one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I...
Just, 2 events that happened within, 10 hours of each other.
Yeah, I knew she was a real one when I turned to her and be like, you gonna come with me to the sheriff's office to fight your aunt? And you're like, hell yeah!
Let's go!
Then I knew she was a real one, yeah.
You were talking to
she also
Suriel.
literally saved your life by stopping you from bleeding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I was the only one that had a healer's kit because we determined
That
that I would hold the
too,
healer's
yeah.
kit. And because I'm
Yeah.
good at
Because our
medicine.
cleric
We all
was a
enjoyed that
fu-
irony for a moment while
Yeah.
we feared for your death. And I actually, you know what? Now it's funny looking back. Now I remember saying, like, well, this is a good point to bring in new characters anyway. So, like,
Might as well. If you die.
so yeah, that is where the story will pick up with our new PCs. So that kind of concludes the storytelling part. I would like to get now your responses to having heard all of this bullshit. And if you want to leave, I understand.
You can't leave, you're stuck here now.
We won't blame you.
Yeah, fuck.
Holy fucking
Wait, can I say
shit.
fuck? Okay, I can say fuck.
It's fine.
Can I say words like fucking shit? Okay.
Oh, I
You can say fuck and shit, but not words like them, because
Like, not
arbitrary rules are my king.
like.
I
Okay.
totally called in my backstory. I totally called somebody a cunt. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah, you did.
Good on you.
So yeah, like I'm gonna say like we're parental advisory language. Don't
It was mostly a joke.
don't tell your kids not to listen to it, because if you do, they're gonna seek us out, and that's not
Yeah.
what we want.
Do as I say, not as I do. I was told that a lot in my childhood, and I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I never listened to that shit. Anyway,
No.
Yeah.
So how you
feel
feel?
that you are adequately prepared to dip into this much chaos gremlin energy?
No.
Too bad.
Oh, fuck.
So
Let's
did
see.
Rezalago tell them all that, or?
Oh yeah, was Razalago like going through a flip book?
Here's a recap. These two they're all chaotic. One's lawful stupid. One's
Okay, so your two characters whose names I will learn at some point.
One day.
It's hold on, I can do this.
I believe in you.
Uktuk and Victoria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Close enough.
Somebody say something.
Well, the two of you have gotten that whole conversation transcribed verbatim onto parchment.
Y'all
You have been given this dossier of material. It is marked transcription of debriefing.
Oh, lovely.
What are your reactions when you AKA read this?
Why did I have to go into detail about the horniness of the battle?
I'm sorry, is your character played by Tamora Morrison? Because that's what I thought of when I heard that.
Sure.
Just old Boba Fett in orc makeup, like in bright,
Oh my
where it
god.
looks shitty.
It doesn't look shitty. He looks very green. Thank you.
He's very
He's a handsome orc.
Oh, I was talking about the quality of the makeup.
No, he looks handsome.
Okay.
That is no.
Well, can he still be Tamora Morrison? Because
Sure.
I mean, my man cleans up, but
Yeah.
like it was just the voice that made me think of him.
Yeah.
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 Perfect. I love it.
Dark side. Yeah.
It talks orky.
It talks all orky.
Oh, okay.
Probably has strong feelings about the rights of indigenous peoples.
Strong feelings against humans.
Oh my god. I love this man already. Please, can me myself as a real person give him a hug?
Sure.
Suriel would not do that.
We can do it in theater of the mind.
Yes, I give him a hug.
Okay.
Yeah, and Victoria.
Excuse me.
Victoria.
I do not know you. Consent is very important.
That's debatable.
Always ask.
Oh God. Uktuk carries those fucking sex contracts they have.
Oh my god.
He's very good about contracts.
But like specifically like the one like it's a checklist of like these are the things I consent to.
It's a list of things I consent to, and this is a list of things I don't.
He worships Scorpy Dan.
What's your safe word, Uktuk?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into his
This is Charlie
backstory.
asking.
His safe
Avocado.
word would be a word that he wouldn't normally use, so something like human rights.
Human rights.
That's enough brutality in one day.
Sure.
That's a safety
Awesome.
word.
Also, Jazz, is it Vittoria or Victoria?
His safe phrase is a handshake agreement will be sufficient.
Is it Victoria or Victoria with the C?
Without the C.
Okay, Victoria.
Okay, so it's
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yes.
Okay, what are her thoughts reading this?
Going to need a drink. A strong one.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
I'm envisioning like the flask out of the jacket inside pocket.
Yes.
Yes. Safe word avocado. Specifically avocado toast.
What?
In Roll 20, Schlessel goes, safe word is avocado.
Gross.
Exactly.
Safe word was lost to time.
None of us ever needed it.
Oh my god. Okay, god, fuck. Okay.
Oh.
Are we supposed to be still recording? I hope we are.
I mean, we can like cut recording here, but
Yeah.
I'm still recording.
I'm still recording.
yeah, I mean, we got through the history, got some initial reactions from the new PCs of like, what the fuck did I just sign up for?
You already signed, it's too late.
Oni is beginning to probably draw your character. You're in.
Yes, you're in. You cannot leave. I'm not changing this artwork again unless somebody dies.
I don't plan on it. Knock on wood.
Oh yeah, I remember talking about that. Of like, you have the party art as the thumbnail image for each episode, and then it changes when the party changes. So it's like a flip book of the party over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I was a little bit in the back of my head considering taking this opportunity to play a different character, but then I was like, but then Oni would feel compelled to draw a different character, and that doesn't feel fair.
And also, like, we like Regulus. He's got some, like...
He's
I
daddy.
mean, unless you're just tired of playing him. But, like, I am enjoying his presence.
But I like
yeah.
my puppet friend.
I like the daddy. Like, Charlie sees Regulus as, like, not like an actual daddy. She is like
A
more
father figure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No,
he's not daddy, he's father.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we've said that before. Pretty sure that phrasing has been used before.
And I don't mean it
I'm
in a
also pretty sure I have referred to the Brack Show, which also had a tiny father.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I love that show.
Yeah, it's like Regulus is like his dad, where he's like a foot tall, but he's still like the father.
Oh my god. You know who I
God,
can...
cartoons were stupid.
3 hams will thrill him.
I
Why
can't wait
don't
till
you
we-
feed him 3 hams?
3 hams.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to interact
Good
with
times.
Booktook and Victoria.
Victoria's either gonna be quickly annoyed with us or quickly like, I am never leaving these people.
Probably both most of the time.
We can stop recording.
Okay.
I mean, like, if you want to chat, like, that's fine, but
Stop
quit
recording. Stop recording. No.